Please don't do this to me, doctor. The patient's scream is disturbing me. You performed removal of vocal cords. What's up, my vault dwellers? Before zombies went mainstream, they were staggering through some of the strangest and wildest B-movies ever made. And today we're diving into the films that created the zombie rules we love, and then gladly shattered every single one of them. From voodoo curses to atomic age flesh eaters, and yes, even the ultimate undead achievement, a zombie battling a real shark underwater. This is my personal list of the most insane zombie films ever made, all released before 1990. Why the cutoff? Because this is Retro Vault, and we keep it strictly old school. And yeah, I know some of you are already furiously typing about how I left out 28 Days Later. Relax, zombie fans are like zombies themselves. We all have different tastes. Speaking of tastes, let's exhume some undead history. First up, Chopper Chicks in Zombie Town, 1989. Biker babes versus zombies. Yo, okay, collars up, act like it. This trauma oddity kicks things off with what they apparently thought the zombie genre desperately needed: feminist bikers. The result is a gloriously bizarre story about the cycle sluts, yes, that's really their name, who roll into a dusty desert town where the local undertaker has decided regular corpses aren't profitable enough, so he's converting them into zombies. A young Billy Bob Thornton appears in what might be the role he'd prefer everyone forget, alongside a group of blind orphans who accidentally unleash the shambling undead. The zombies resemble exhausted office workers who took a wrong turn on the way to an AT&T seminar, which somehow makes them creepier. The movie compensates with enthusiasm and unexpected female empowerment messaging squeezed between zombie brawls. There's even a toxic waste subplot, because it was the 80s and every B-movie needed an environmental angle. Then there's the Astro Zombies, 1968. Solar-powered zombie madness. Imagine giving a 5-year-old random science words and telling them to write a movie. That's this film. John Carradine, clearly in need of a paycheck, plays a mad scientist building solar-powered zombies in his basement. Why solar-powered? The movie never explains. It also never clarifies why the zombies wear masks that look like painted paper plates crafted by the same imaginary child who wrote the script. Legendary Tara Satana appears as a spy, bringing the same fierce energy she had in Faster, Pussycat. Kill! Kill! Only now she's facing zombies instead of muscle cars. The plot involves international espionage, brain transplants, and solar machetes, none of which become clearer while watching. Next, Hell of the Living Dead, 1981. The ultimate Italian ripoff. Bruno Mattei, master of borrowing liberally from other films, truly outdoes himself. The movie opens at a top-secret facility named Hope Center, Subtle, where scientists in what looks like painted scuba gear conduct environmental experiments. Within minutes, everything collapses because B-movie lab safety seems to operate under, what's the worst that could happen? The story jumps to Papua New Guinea, or rather, Spain pretending to be Papua New Guinea, and awkwardly splices in stolen National Geographic footage. Scenes shift abruptly from documentary tribal rituals to actors wandering Spanish landscapes in bargain bin tactical gear. At one point, the female lead decides the best way to blend in is to strip down and paint herself, creating one of the most baffling moments in zombie cinema. The zombies look like someone heard about Dawn of the Dead, but only glimpsed it from a distance. Let Sleeping Corpses Lie, 1974. The hippie zombie apocalypse. This Spanish-Italian production follows a motorcycle-riding antique dealer with peak 70s hair who lands in a rural English village during tests of a new agricultural device that somehow resurrects the dead. Director Jorge Grau weaves genuine chills amid unintentional comedy. The zombies' glowing red eyes, likely achieved with Christmas lights and optimism, are surprisingly eerie. But the real standout is the furious local inspector convinced our hero is a drug-crazed hippie responsible for everything. He delivers every line like youth culture personally insulted him. Possibly horror's first example of full okay boomer energy. Burial Ground, 1981. The creepiest kid in zombie history. Also known as the Nights of Terror, this Italian splatterfest features one of the most questionable casting decisions ever. An adult actor cast as a 12-year-old boy with an unsettling attachment to his mother. The zombies look like cookie dough masks left out too long, as if the effects team followed the instruction. Keep adding until it's gross. These undead even use tools, operating drill presses and swinging scythes with alarming competence. The film builds toward one of horror's most infamous mother-son scenes, best left undescribed for safety's sake. Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things, 1972. Theater Kids Meet Zombies. Before Bob Clark made A Christmas Story, he delivered this tale of the world's worst theater troupe. Their insufferable leader drags them to a graveyard island for a so-called ritual that's really an ego trip. The first hour feels like cemetery improv night, but once the zombies arrive, things turn genuinely creepy. Shot in Florida, the cast endured poison ivy in a makeshift graveyard built over a dump. True suffering for art. The Plague of the Zombies, 1966. Hammer Horror's Voodoo Nightmare. Hammer Films proves British zombies can be both polite and terrifying. Set in Cornwall, a squire uses voodoo to create zombie laborers for his tin mine. The makeup is impressive for 1966, and a grave-rising dream sequence influenced countless films, including George Romero. Director John Gilling blends gothic atmosphere with commentary on class exploitation. Zombie Holocaust, 1980. Also known as Dr. Butcher MD, merges zombies and cannibals in an Italian splatter spectacle filmed in the Philippines doubling as the Caribbean. Investigators probing organ thefts in New York land on an island crawling with cannibals and undead. The film reuses sets from Zombie 2, and its mad scientist experiments defy logic, even by Italian standards. I Walked with a Zombie, 1943, transforms a pulp premise into atmospheric art. Producer Val Lewton reimagines Jane Eyre in the Caribbean, crafting tension through shadows and sound rather than spectacle. Darby Jones portrays a silent, haunting zombie whose mere presence is chilling. City of the Living Dead, 1980, by Lucio Fulci, is a surreal nightmare in which a priest's suicide opens the gates of hell. Set in Dunwich, chaos erupts in grotesque and physics-defying ways. The zombies teleport, cause heads to explode, and seem to shop exclusively at a worm-themed skincare outlet. Zombie 2, 1979, delivers the iconic underwater zombie versus shark fight, filmed with a real shark. Trauma abounds and tropical undead rise from coral-streaked graves. Night of the Living Dead, 1968, changed everything. George Romero reinvented zombies with gritty black and white realism, chocolate syrup blood, and a documentary feel. A copyright mishap placed it in the public domain, allowing it to spread everywhere, fittingly. Finally, White Zombie, 1932. The granddaddy of them all, stars Bela Lugosi as a voodoo master controlling sugar mill laborers. Pre-Romero, these zombies embody exploitation rather than brain hunger, rooted in Haitian folklore themes. Lugosi's hypnotic presence anchors the dreamlike production. Zombie films have delivered some of cinema's strangest moments, but their magic lies not just in rubber masks and fake blood. It's in the fearless creativity of filmmakers who looked at limited budgets and said, why not have a zombie fight a shark? So if you ever find yourself in a Haitian sugar mill or a Cornish tin mine, maybe check whether your coworkers still have a pulse. Keep it weird, folks.